So today I've got a technique video for you, and it has to do with tying into your harness when climbing. This is not a beginner's video, and I would definitely recommend using the retraced figure 8 as your tie-in knot when you're just starting out, or even if you've been climbing for a few years. The double bowline is used primarily when you're leading, because when you're taking bigger falls, the knot gets cinched down more tightly and the double bowline actually releases more easily. That's part of why it isn't a beginner's knot, because it can release more easily. Your backup knot actually becomes an important integral part of the knot itself. So there's less redundancy in the system. However, if you're climbing hard and taking big whippers all the time, and also if you're sweating all over the rope and the sweat is sort of making the strands of the rope stick to each other, the double bowline is going to save you from cutting yourself out of the rope on a regular basis. So here's how to tie the double bowline, and the interesting thing about this particular way to tie in is the half retrace that I do at the end, so stay tuned all the way through. So start out by threading the rope through both parts of your harness and pull out about an arm's length worth of slack. Using the standing end of the rope, form 2 loops in the upward direction. Then take the working end of the rope and thread it down through the 2 loops. Come back up and around the standing end of the rope. Then thread the rope back up through the 2 loops. Now you've essentially completed the double bowline, and from this point on we're just sort of finishing or retracing part of the knot. So take the working end of the rope and thread it back down through both parts of your harness. Then take that same working end of the rope and thread it back up through the top loop in the double bowline. At this point, the double bowline should be flipped over so that it's easily recognizable. Using the little bit of slack that you have left over on the working end of the rope, form a stopper knot, and then if you still have a little bit of loose rope left over, you can thread that back through the 2 strands between the double bowline and the stopper knot. Now, when you're done tying this knot, there's a couple of things that you want to look for. First of all, obviously, you want to make sure that 2 strands of the rope are going through both parts of your harness. Next, you want to make sure that both strands are coming out from under the top loop of the double bowline. Next, you want to make sure that there's again 2 loops in the middle of the double bowline, and lastly, the strand that's coming out horizontally from the side of the knot should be on the top part of the knot. And right there where the 2 strands cross each other is really the core of the knot. That's what cinches down and bites and holds the knot together. So I definitely recommend practicing this knot quite a bit before you trust your life to it the next time you go out climbing. But hopefully this can save you from cutting a few meters off the end of your rope when you're out there taking big whippers in the sweat. Alright, ciao for now.